Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Pabs, a rights team VTuber and an artist, and today I am trying out a new microphone. So let yeah, I recently swapped out the headset that I normally use for a type of attachable microphone called. Hang on, I'm messing around with the audio mixing. I'm really worried that it's going to be either too quiet or too loud. I don't know. I've put a couple of filters on it. It's one of those fancy omnidirectional mics, so it's also picking up outside interference a little bit better. I've tested it out a little bit yesterday. I did a bunch of recordings and just tried to listen to it. Hopefully it's not too different from the last one. But yeah, I recently swapped out my headset, which was very heavy and not particularly comfortable. It kind of like it was very stuffy. It was a very stuffy headset. So I swapped that out for a much lighter pair of headphones. Well, they're not even really headphones. They're like those headsets. They're like a they're not over the they are over the ear, but they're not like cupping, right? They're like just kind of hanging on top. And it's been weird getting used to those, but it's been all right. And so, because I don't have a microphone anymore, I got myself one of those antlion thingies. And if you've never heard what an antlion is, it's basically a little microphone that you have like this adhesive base that you stick to your headset, and then the microphone attaches to that base with a very strong magnet. And so I got myself one of those. So hopefully, I hear that apparently its sound quality is actually quite good. So hopefully that'll come through. I myself did not notice a significant difference, but it might be different between the recording and the streaming. I don't know why that would be the case. I really hope that's not like that right now. I'm not accidentally like blowing out anybody's speakers, or I sound like the New York metro station in like 2016. Just have you ever seen that? It's like blah, 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 blah. It's like that. Hang on. What? Oh, here. Hang on. I don't know if the effect actually applied just there, so let me try that again. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I've been rambling for a minute. I actually don't have everything set up either. I don't have the normal BGM. Let me just set that up real quick. These two, check out these two. There we go. But yeah, I'm hoping the antlions behave themselves pretty well. I say antlions as if like I've got a cage of them. Before I learned about what antlions were through Half-Life, and I didn't know what they were before that. So it was actually quite surprising to find out that they were like actual beasts that you could like see. At least I think they were like. I think they're insects. I'm like 40-80% sure they are insects. But yeah, let me think. What was I doing? Right, we're doing Posemaniacs today. So, my buddy Ryan, a few weeks ago, he pointed out that there was a thing in CSP that lets you integrate this thing called Posemaniacs. Now, what Posemaniacs is, it's a 3D model website, specifically focusing on 3D poses. So, I'm going to... if I remember correctly, I tried this out, but I forgot. Let's do Chubby Girl. Okay. So, if I recall correctly, you go to File, you go to Import, and then from there you go Image, Pattern from Image, Create File Objects, yada yada yada. Oh, you can actually import 3D data too, and a vector too. Anyway, 3D Posemaniacs is the one that we want, and that opens up a link on the website. And I should be able to open up the web browser there. Yeah! So yeah, here is the Posemaniacs website. So these are the ones that we can integrate into it, and as you can see, there's quite a lot of them. Got a lot to choose from. This one's got. I like how half of these are like JoJo poses. Hang on, let's scope in a little bit on some of these. I do kind of like these two on the right here. Oh, it's that one on the left here. You've got that one really cute pose. This one on the right is really funny too. Ooh, these are really good. I wonder if they'll eventually expand these, because you know obviously there's a lot as it is. Oh, these are really cool too. The ones on the right here, I like those quite a bit. Then, a lot of these do just feel like JoJo poses. I don't know. That's cracking me up a little bit. I'm gonna lower my microphone just a tiny bit because I can see it. I can see it doing the thing where it's like all red all the time, and I know now that that's not necessarily a bad thing. But at the same time, I don't want to be too quiet. I don't know. Maybe I need to add the... I remember that I have the gain pretty high up in the list of priorities in my list of like my filter list. So I'm wondering if maybe putting it... What the fuck is this one on the right? Breaker style type pose. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a couple of more martial arts ones too. These are really nice. Yo, the ones on the right here are very... This one is very much kind of like fuck with me kind of energy. Oh, we got some yoga poses too. Oh, some pole poses. Oh, I was gonna be for a second like, what are these two on the left here? Those are swimming. That's them swimming. I see. I understand. These two on the right are really funny as well. Like they do feel very much like the mannequins are being like, I'm gonna get ya. Let's see what else there is. Oh, there's a couple of weapon ones. Like this one, for example, is like a two-handed staff or two-handed weapon. A lot of these are like bow and arrow. This one's a sword. This one's a sword. At least I think it's a sword? It makes the most sense that it's a sword. Got some idle poses too. That's really nice. This is a really extensive library. Okay, that low stance is really cool too. I don't know, there's a lot here that I'm liking. Yo! Oh my! Posemaniacs getting kind of saucy with it. I appreciate that. Not generally what I do, but it's useful to have it, right? It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Besides, I'm sure lots of other people will appreciate that. Alright, let's go back to page 1, because I remember there was a really nice... I really liked one of these. I don't remember which one. I think there was one where they were holding out both hands in front of the air. Yeah, this one. Okay, so I think from there we go to open. Open link, and that should bring us back. Yeah! Okay. That's really cool. I like that worked as smoothly as it did. That being said, I kind of wanna... Hang on, is this the... Okay, so this is kind of a weird pose. It's not what I thought it was, but we can very easily make it what I thought it was. So I thought that they were like... they had their hands clasped out in front of them, and they were doing that thing where you stretch out your hands a little bit. I'm doing it right now. It doesn't show up on my model, obviously, but like if you hook your fingers together and then bend your wrists inward so that the top of your hand faces your chest, that's the kind of pose that I thought this was. So let's make it that pose. We have the technology. Ooh. Okay, and that's just gonna go like... Huh. That's weird. Why is it not working? Maybe I bent them a little bit too out of shape? No, but that doesn't make sense though. Like, if that's the case, then... I need to roll one of the shoulders inward a little bit? No, the shoulder wouldn't do anything. Oh, no, there we go. I wasn't going extreme enough with this one. Maybe just it's not I accepting that degree of flexibility. That's fine though. We can just break. We can very easily break the model's wrists a little. No. Then maybe we're going the wrong way then. I don't know. Poses like this where the hand is the focus are always take quite a bit of ambition. I think what might be messing it up as well is that we need to have these a little bit further out and then the palms inward. To really, what is happening with the fingers there? You know what, we're... My god, that's kind of horrific, actually, but... You know what? Everybody's bodies are different. Everybody has different limits to how far they can stretch or how far they can bend. You know, this person doesn't have the flexibility to do the stretch that I'm talking about, but... You know, they have the freakish flexibility to do another different kind of stretch that maybe I can't do. I don't know. I actually consider myself quite a flexible person in terms of, you know, physical stance. In terms of like, wait, we got it. We got it. Let's go. All right. That being said, let's very quickly kind of just bring these ones outward. God. This whole thingy with why does it look so low alias? You know what? The fingers are probably fine. I'm gonna leave them as is. And let's actually draw Sunny. I feel like I haven't drawn Sunny in like a long time. Let me see if I still have her. Reference sheet from Artfight kicking around somewhere in my files recently. I think it was in this one called Profiles. Oh yeah, there she is. Alright. Having OCs is awesome because sometimes you're like, oh man, what should I draw? But you have this little guy that lives in your head rent-free. And so you're like, oh, okay, it's time to collect time to collect my dues, time to clean up house. It's convenient, you know? I'm gonna drink some of my beverage. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Antlion also has the little mute button. Check this out. Yeah, I can just mute it completely. It's My old microphone could do that too, but it was on like this switch that I couldn't very easily reach. Now I can just like raise my left hand and just stealth mode. All right, I have taken a sup of my beverage. You know, speaking of sups, I keep hearing about that gamer sup stuff. Is that like a meal replacement? Is that an energy drink? What is it supposed to be precisely? I've never been particularly interested in them. In fact, I didn't actually think they had real products, but no, they do. Okay, maybe is this canvas too small or something? I feel like is something wrong with my eyes? Like I feel like that's like very low res. It's 2000 by 2000, so it shouldn't be like that weird. I don't think. At least it doesn't feel like it should be. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this like she's like stretching her legs after not moving for a while. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good expression that says like, oh, this person is like, and the Spanish word for it is really feels accurate to what the action is. In Spanish, we would call this like enderezándose. At least I'm pretty sure that's correct. And I don't know, something about that just sounds very much like what it is. You know how like when you hear the word cauldron and you're like, I think I understand what a cauldron is based off of context, and then you see a picture of a cauldron and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I thought it would sound like. That's exactly what I thought it would look like based on its phonetic composition. That's kind of the same thing. I tell you, I am going to sleep like a baby tonight. I've been spending all day just like moving around. I did a lot of stuff cleaning for the apartment. I did a lot of stuff on a small obligation that I have to fulfill, which required a lot of physical movement. I don't know, it just feel so I have an assignment roughly every 2 weeks, but sometimes I get like 3 weeks between like the due date first and then the next due date. And those are the ones where I really just feel I don't know, like it feels like summer vacation as a child. I feel very much free of obligations in those scenarios when those 3 weeks roll around. Of course, then usually by the end of the day, I'm still like, by the next time I have to turn something in, I'm scrambling. But that feeling of peace is very important. Can't really do much if you don't feel at peace. And we're gonna just... There we go. And then this one's gonna come in like this. I feel like that's still fairly legible. My biggest fear, and this is a fear that I did not need to have until like very recently. You know, we all have like imposter syndrome, but one day I fear that I'll draw such a fucked up hand that somebody will be like, yeah, this obviously has to be AI. That is like, whew, that is like very high up. Like, it's one of those fears where it's like very irrational because the people who know me, right? I'm not a particularly large artist, so not a lot of eyes get on my stuff to begin with. Which isn't always the best thing, but it's good for, like, for being beneath notice, you know? I appreciate that a lot. Like, it's one of those things where you... And also, like, I don't use art as a means of income. That's also a big thing. Like, I accept commissions, but at the same time, I'm not, like, on the hunt for those, you know? So having more eyes on my art isn't necessarily something that's going to benefit me, the same way it might benefit somebody who does need to live off of commissions. So I actually have a little bit of, what do you call, jester's privilege in that regard. I feel like the sleeves need to be poofier. Let me try that. Let me try to maximize them. This'll do. But yeah, like I said, because I have that privilege of neither needing nor wanting or having a lot of eyes on my art, it gives me a lot of leeway in that I don't need to worry about whatever most recent scandal is happening. I can just focus on my own thing. Oh, yeah. The other thing that I've been thinking of doing is actually changing around the design a little bit more, so that instead of having the normal kind of collar on the tracksuit here, I actually want it to look a little bit more like this, to expand almost like to the neckline, because that way it looks a little bit more like a knight's armor, which is kind of like what one of the inspirations is for Sunny. She is supposed to... what I want for her design is to like evoke the idea of a swordsman, but like also just a normal person. Like you could see parts of a swordsman in there, but like it's also like you could also just find her on the street. It needs to be a subtle thing, which is why I'm a little... I'm thinking of like different ways to implement it, and the best one that I have is one to do that thing that I said where I would expand the neckline here. That does cause some issues with the strap across her chest, so maybe I could remove that. The other thing that I was thinking of is actually changing the shape of the jacket so that it kind of points to the bottom like this. And what that's going to do, it's actually going to make it look a little bit more like a fencer's jacket. The cool thing is as well that I don't need to do all of this right away. I can establish it in stages. So for example, she could start out with the jacket with like a normal cut and normal straight edge, but like, you know, for example, she has to use it as a decoy and the top part of the jacket that gets damaged, so they just expand the collar here. Or, you know, she accidentally gets attacked in her midsection, and so the jacket is torn there, and then they kind of try to salvage it by altering the cut like this. I don't know, there's a couple of different things we could do. Thankfully for the foreseeable future, I don't need to finalize these in any way. So that's going to be a big relief. Oh hey, yo, Cypress, how's it going? How was Rise of the Ronin? I saw that you were trying some stuff out there. There you go. Yeah, howdy howdy. We imported this post from... We fought a bunch of guys with poison. So, like, did you poison them, or were they carrying poison? Because I feel like that's an important distinction. The poison was created by cholera. That's not poisoned anymore, I think. I feel like that's just a normal disease. God, I remember seeing this one tweet that was like of this guy talking about an experience he had talking with his kid, and the kid was like, "Hey, can we have a little get together next week?" And the parent was like humoring her and being like, "Sure, who all is gonna be there?" And she's like, "Oh, you know, just you, me, and the principal." As a roundabout way of saying that that the principal had demanded her parents' presence somewhere. Funny ass kid, I'm not gonna lie. That definitely feels like the subject of a Calvin and Hobbes strip. That's definitely like a Calvin thing. I would call that a Calvinism, but that's also a different thing that is completely unrelated to the popular comic book strip Calvin and Hobbes. Is Calvin and Hobbes still like... I was gonna say airing. Is that still in print in newspapers? Like, do they still rerun Calvin and Hobbes? I hope so. Sometimes people will just post Calvin and Hobbes out of context, and it's still... I thought it ended a bit ago. It ended like a long time, but yeah, I was talking about like reruns of the comic, because I know... Like in Ecuador, for example, there was a children's like newspaper, right? Like there's like a... Okay, so the Ecuadorian... at least where I lived, right? The main newspaper in Ecuador was called El Universo, which means the universe. And the company that printed El Universo also printed a children's like a children's newspaper called Mi Mundo, which is My World. And I thought that was really cute as a play on words. And when Mi Mundo was in print, I hope it's still in print, but back when I was buying issues of it or having issues of it bought for me, they had like the 1950s Spider-Man comics as like there was a Spider-Man comic in there that looked to be like from the Silver Age. So I figure that like if Ecuador can do that, probably the West with a capital W can probably still do that as well. I don't know. Hang on. Let me check something real quick. Let me see if Mi Mundo is still in print. Hang on. Mi Mundo Ecuador. Mindo Ecuador. El Universo, Noticias de Ecuador y del Mundo. Mi Mundo, Revista Ecuador. Nope. El Universo. Oh, here we go. Okay, so El Universo is one of the largest daily newspapers in Ecuador. Founded in 1921, the first edition was published September 16th of the same year. Its headquarters are located in Guayaquil. Supplement. Mi Mundo, children's supplement published on Saturdays. Yeah, there we go. Sambo, a magazine-style supplement published monthly for San Borondon. Negocios, economics supplement published on Saturdays. And La Revista, a magazine-style supplement on Sunday. Our ex-president filed a libel suit. Go pound sand, man. Go to hell for real. It fucking sucks that one of our ex-presidents is like the world's biggest jobber. it's really something. Oh well. The same could be said of a lot of countries. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know how many countries. Yeah, a lot of countries don't have great leaders as a thing, and also like I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many presidents like retired gracefully, particularly from Ecuador. Like, was there ever a time where like everybody was universally like, yeah, that guy actually did quite all right? I don't think that's ever happened for the U.S. Certainly not for Ecuador. Oh well. Maybe we'll have one someday. Alright, how's that looking? Yeah, that's pretty cute. Oh, I forgot to do the little, what do you call, mid-sections on her knee. These parts. Oh, I forgot. Hang on. There we go. Let's actually bump the brightness on that black up a little bit because it's currently blending in too much with the line art color. But yeah, that was pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. It was very smooth trying to import the whole thing from Posemaniacs, and then that. I was drawing in Millipen the whole time, wasn't I? Oh, that explains a lot. It's fine. It's fine. It looks perfectly normal. It looks fine. Listen, when you're as goated as I am, drawing in Millipen is like light work. All right, I'm like Rembrandt with this thing. If nobody talks, everybody walks. If nobody brings up that this was done entirely in Millipen, we're fine. A secret that must be held. Huh, interesting. I definitely don't want to do the same color for the undershirt, but I don't know what color to do for that one. Okay. There we go. Maybe white is not really doing well for there. This bright red is also not quite what I want. What kind of color should we add? Maybe this light blue? Nope. Maybe it does need to be on the lighter side as a color. What about this like bone color for from the shoes? That's really not doing anything for me. Maybe like a pale blue. Having all three of them the same color is actually looking quite good. I got a better idea. Let's go gambling. Okay, green, nope. Oh, that's kind of the color of my hoodie, but no. Warm tones don't generally seem to go well. Aw, dang it. Maybe we could try like a dark gray. You know what? No, let's just go all the same color. Fuck it, who's gonna stop us? You see any cops around? Alright. That'll do. I think that'll do it for the warm-up sketch. We've spent like 45 minutes on this. So let's just close out of that. Pause the BGM. And get down to what we really came here for. Reaper. Okay, so last week, where we left off, I was trying to do this dominant seventh thing. And that was kind of weird. I feel like I struggled understanding that a little bit. So yeah, real music hours. We're in the nitty-gritty of this. It looks a little, I feel like I've made this comment before. It looks a little bit like a sphinx from if you stretch out the notes quite right. Or like some kind of wave, or it reminds me of something. Maybe like one of the like a bumper car or something, or a jet ski. Actually, no. Yeah, it looks the most like a jet ski. It like with this area here being the handles and everything, and this area here being the seat. It's very jet ski-esque in that regard. But we're not focusing on that. So I tried out this pattern here just to fuck around with the idea of like rhythm. So, and I'm gonna play this as well because it's really funny. So, actually no, this would work better with a kind of preamble explanation. So let's go to a video that I was looking at earlier. So in this video, they were talking about like what is a beat, and a beat is it relies a little bit on time signature, right? So you can see here that there's like 4 and a 4, right? That means each part of the so that means that there's 4 beats to one part, and there's 4 parts altogether. And what he noted is that in the audio programs that you normally use, you actually see it, like, it should be broken down by beat in the column. Like, for each column here, that's supposed to be the length of one beat. And that confused me to some extent, because I had these in one column, and I was like, alright, let her rip, potato chip. Did you hear that? Like, it sounds like I'm violently attacking a xylophone. That's like the sound of a skeleton being thrown into like a stairmaster that is going at maximum velocity. Let's get it one more time just for posterity. That's a soundbite from an NES horror game. But yeah, let's hear that one more time. Sort of sound that plays in a cartoon when someone slams into a wall. Yeah, you got crushed by a heavy anvil and now you're an accordion, and this is the sound that you make. That's your life now. In any case, I was very confused why it sounded like that when I was perfectly timing it with a beat. And then I noticed. It's kind of hard to see, actually, both from my perspective and probably from like the stream. But down here, it says grid 1/32 and notes 1/32. Now, you may recall from last week when we were doing our kind of wiki book read-through that they were talking about like the durations of the notes, and they noted that there were even shorter notes, such as a 128th note, but they are absurdly short for most music. Even 30-second notes are uncommon. Now, my rice brain, my multi-thread high GPU rice brain, managed to piece together that this being 1/32 means that we were going at like one of the fastest conventional speeds for the note duration. And if we bump this down to, say, like 1/16th even, and we set both of these to 1/16th, and we stretch these so that they're the length of a normal note. Let's hear what that sounds like real quick. That is much more normal, right? That is also the sound that would play in an NES game, but that's like more when like you unlock a door or something. And like if we go to like 1/8, and again just stretch those out. Oh yeah, I found out that if you hold Alt while you drag the notes, you can actually stretch out how far they go. And then we just sort of need to align these. There we go. That is a much more normal time signature. So that's what I found out. That's been what the homework that I did off screen this week, which is good. That's very useful to know. It recontextualizes a lot of the issues that I've been having, frankly, and also like now I have a little bit more appreciation for why these grids are the way they are. Before I thought that it was like an arbitrary thing, and I was like, why any of this? But now I understand that this is specifically to guide the length of a note, and that makes so much more sense to me. But yeah, whole note, half note. So yeah, we're going on an 8th note, which is a quaver, which is the most normal name here, I feel. But yeah, music may also contain rests in which no note is played for or sung. This image shows notes and rests in order from longest to shortest. More on durations. Okay. A staccato note is separated... Okay, that's... Do not confuse dotted notes with staccato notes. Won't do because I don't read that sort of music sheet. Okay, time signatures. This is the next part of the thing that this guy was talking about. So, again, if we go back to this tab and we look at the little pop-up that he has, you can see that the time signature is 4/4. So what that means is that for all meters, the top number gives the number of notes per measure, and the bottom gives the note type. So that means that there are 4 notes per measure, and there are 4 measures in a meter, I think? Hang on, we can listen, blah blah blah. The most common time signature is 4/4, next possibly being 3/4. The time signature is found at this first measure, yep. It is made up of 2 parts. For all meters, the top number gives the number of notes per measure, and the bottom gives the note type. The bottom number can be, yeah, so, hang on. The time signature 4/4 means there are 4 quarter notes in a measure. The time signature means this time signature 3/4 means there are 3 quarter notes in a measure. The time signature 2/2 is in a way the same as 4/4. However, 2/2 has 2 beats per measure, while 4/4 has 4 beats per measure. Beats are usually accented in some way in a song, especially with percussion in popular music. That's very important to know. I wish there was like a Firefox extension that let you highlight web page text. Usually the thesis is accented while the arsis is unaccented. Traditionally, the thesis is the downbeat and the arsis is the upbeat. The terms downbeat and upbeat come from the movements the director makes flow conducting. I feel like we were over that. But yeah, let's take a quick listen on what this is. It's like a 7-minute long video. And we can take notes in the meantime. So let's just start from the beginning. Shoutouts to I guess that would be pronounced Lander. I'll have to credit him when the VOD exports.
You'll be learning everything about beat and rhythm, and you also learn how to apply it in your own productions. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this content. Let's go!
Why is he holding a pie? Believe it or not, the pie is actually quite relevant. I think it's going to be like a metaphor how there are 4 beats in a measure, and so like that's like 4 slices to a pie. Also, do you ever just get the urge to hold a pie though? I don't know. I feel like a pie is a very nervous thing to hold because I feel like either you're planning on placing it somewhere else as quickly as possible so that you don't risk losing the pie, or you're planning on hucking it at somebody's head, in which case you need to find the person quickly and assume the stance.
Oh.
Believe it or not, the pie is actually quite relevant as a quote that'll be in my brain for a bit. Let's go!
I didn't see you there. Some would say I was feeling the beat. But what is the beat? The beat is the internal clock of the music. It's like a heartbeat, a constant pulse that does not change. In music, beats are organized into sections, which are called measures, and those are
okay, so a measure is separated by those lines. Okay.
Separated by bar lines. There are many ways to organize your beats. The most common way is having 4 beats per measure. This is called 4/4 or common time. This can also be referred to as the time signature. Here's an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. In your DAW, beats are organized on a grid and the measures are outlined.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. If I hadn't listened to this video, I would have never understood that. I think the issue is that the Wikibooks doesn't really like talk much about like DAWs. It's discussing it in the context of like the most acoustic, I want to say, music theory, which is good. I think that's very important as well. It's going to be useful for somebody who's like trying to do their homework or trying to learn an instrument by hand, which is the normal way to learn music, instead of by having a garage sale and then having that as an obligation. There are many ways to organize your beats. A line from a Soviet manual on harvesting and farm care.
You can see your beats and measures here.
Oh, wait, hang on. Does that mean that, like, if I go back... Oh, no way. Okay, so yeah. Wait. 1 point... Wait, hold on, what? The fact that there are musicians out there who can't explain or use music theory must drive composers insane. That drives me insane. Let alone composers. Like, obviously they had to they must have worked very hard, and they can... I guess if you can, like, feel out the rhythm, it's kind of like how you can kind of feel out how to do something by watching somebody else do it. But some people are, like, beast mode with that. There are a lot of punk bands who I know that just work off of feeling it. Yeah, and if that works for them, that's awesome. And I feel like that's something to be admired. That's kind of a talent. That being said, so hang on. Why... Like, if I switch to this, it shows 4. Why are these 3s? Why are there rests? Yeah, did I... Oh, wait, hang on. Am I... No, I am looking at this right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we in 3, 4? We should be in 4, 4. Why are there only 3 beats here? Hey, hey, Mr. Lander, what's up with that? Can you explain? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. This guy has 4. They probably understand a lot of the concepts just like without the official names to it. I think that's what it has to be as well. Like, if you do it for enough time, you can probably... Like, it's the same thing as, like, somebody who's, like, drawn a lot of, like, just the stuff around them, probably will to some extent understand the concepts of, like, what do you call, depth and scale and that sort of thing with art. But they never really learned about that. They're just they just try to like make it more realistic, or they try to improve, and it's probably harder for them to do that because they don't have the training or the like idea to focus on that specific thing. So I do think that you have to work harder if you just like brute force learn it. Of course, it also gives you a little bit more freedom, though, I feel. But yeah, going back to this, why do we only have 3? Hang on, edit, file, rename MIDI take, export to new MIDI file, lyrics. Nope. Nope. Navigate. Nope. Options. View. Maybe it's view. View piano roll, view named notes. Raw MIDI data, content. Hang on, if we do the grid by 1, 4. Oh, wait, do we need to go like by ones? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's still in 3s. Why is it? Am I insane? Like, why is it? Why is it like that?
The time signature is up at the top left in Ableton Live, but it can be in other places depending on your DAW. Tempo is the speed of a piece of music. Speed is measured in beats per minute, or BPM. A metronome or a click track lets you hear the beats on your grid. It's great for recording instruments, vocals, or even finger drumming.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Can we talk about this guy's desk real quick?
Or even finger
drumming. What the? Wait a minute. No, wait. No. Hold on. What's up with your desk, brother? Is that just like 2 pieces of particle wood stacked on top of each other? It's all just wooden. What? This guy went so broke buying musical equipment that he can't afford a proper desk. Like and subscribe if it makes you cry every time. My man got the Home Depot special. He went to an IKEA and was like, I could do this shit, no. GG easy. Ay, Dios mío. You know what? I respect it. There's something to be said for the spirit of ingenuity. If it works, he has a really nice chair too. So I think maybe they gave him like a specific budget for his office, right? And all the budget went towards the orange cheetah there in the background of the Herman Miller. So now the desk just has to be whatever he could cobble together and clutch from a visit during the clearance sale at Home Depot. He treated his office setup like a game of Civilization, and he neglected the desk technology tree. Okay, anyway, go on.
If you had a song that had 60 beats per minute, you would hear 1 beat for every second. In most DAWs, you'll have a tempo map.
Oh.
Use it to set the tempo for different parts of your song.
Do we have something like that? Pitch, program, blah blah blah. Velocity, maybe? I don't know if that's correct. Oh, that's for adding more of these little things. I don't think that that's a good idea. Oh yeah, I did mess around with pitch a little bit last time. Check out what I can do. Alright, so if we draw a fucked up pitch map, guess what happens to this already messed up looking chord progression? Alright. Obviously, we're not. Yeah, now we're doing some real NES shit. We're really in it now. How do I delete that? There we go. Yeah, getting silly out here. We can do a little bit of silly shit. Let's see. Color, velocity. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, color velocity is not linked to the color here. Also, I realized a little bit ago why chords are done the way they are done. Because if I were to add a random dot up here, for example, right? Hang on. Hang on. Okay, that's really weird. Alright, so see how I'm messing around with the notes part here now? So if I set this to 1/4, it takes up 3 of these. Which means that... What does it mean, actually? Because the grid is right now at, like, 1/8. So if it takes up 3 of these, that means that it's taking up the whole same thing as, like, 1/8. What if I do, like, 1/8? Not quite entirely a full thing. What's up with that? Wait, hang on, if I... Wait, no, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I set this to 1/4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how about 1/2? What about 1, actually? What the fuck? I'm trying to figure out, like, why... It's still bugging me that there's 3 to each bar here. But anyway, I was talking about, like, why chord progression is important. Or, like, why chords themselves are important. Remember how when I was trying out to get, like, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star right? And I accidentally made, like, one that was, like, all the way up here or something? And how you could very clearly hear it whenever it came up like this? if you do that with chords, that's like way more harmonious, and you don't notice like one part of it sticking out like a sore thumb, and that's why chords are important. That's something that I also realized. In any case, hang on, maybe is there like a troubleshooting thing that I could do? Like why? Hang on. Why only 3 beats per measure? 4/4 Reaper. How to change the Reaper and meter and Reaper for beginners. Made a video tutorial, a couple of terms to keep clear. Okay. DuckDuckGo save us, for real. Okay, this guy doesn't actually say. I guess we'll have to look at his video tutorial. What do you mean? I've already started watching this video. Maybe we can take a look at this some other time. I'd rather look at some text instructions right now. Grid lines for triplets. I see there are choices for things like 14T, 18T, and 116T in the grid setting when I right-click it. However, if I select one of these, the grid still shows 4 subdivision lines between the beats in a 4/4 measure. I'm working with a shuffle groove, which, although often written as 1/8, 16th, is actually triplet-based. I'm trying to get the grid to show 3 subdivision lines between the beats in a 4/4 measure. That's like the opposite of what I'm trying to do, but I appreciate the send nevertheless. I don't know, maybe if we learn how we got here, we can learn how to walk it back. Okay, 1/8 triplet orange notes. The green notes are straight 16ths. What? Oh, wait. If I go back now. If I do it straight instead of wait. Huh? Huh? Dotted maybe? Okay, so now I have like new problems. What about swing? Why is swing like... Oh, I see why swing is like that. It's because then you can like... Oh, interesting. But yeah, if I set it to straight, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I go to 1, 4, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I understand. Okay, so I was looking at this the wrong way, I think. We go to 1/8, and we go straight. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, so I wasn't even doing it properly on one beat. Okay, so I see what happened. So when I did triplet, that's why there were 3 to each one of these subsections. So there was like 1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then that's the measure. That's still broken up into 4 beats. The reason that why it was like gridded like that is because it was in triplet signature. Whatever the fuck that means. So if I set it to straight, then it actually only occupies as many as it's supposed to, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I set it to straight, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's like one measure. I see. Okay. Why did it default to triplet, or did I in my innocence accidentally set it to triplets? I don't know. I can't say for sure. I don't know. Sometimes this just feels a little bit messy. Fuck it, we ball regardless. Let's just try to stretch these out and see if we can just get these to the proper measure. So... Oh god, no, not that. Is it closer to this? There we go. Okay, so this is what it should sound like with 4 beats per measure. 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4. 4, 4, 3, 4. Little bit slow, though. I don't know. I feel like we should probably be able to set the velocity somewhere around here. Okay, so let's do that one more time just for the satisfaction of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, neat. Also, I'm going to obliterate this last bit with my blast, just so that we have a clean 4 time signature kind of deal going on here. Yeah, I'm assuming there also has to be a BPM adjustment thingy somewhere around here. It's not quite extreme enough. Let's bring it down a little bit. I do also appreciate that it's no longer like a panicked kind of sound. What would it sound like with this? Okay, so that's 4 full measures. That's like a full thing. Oh god, not that. Anyway, let's go back to the guy whose tutorial we were helping out. Shoutouts to Darkstar, human being with feelings. Darkstar, interesting if true, inspired by. YouTube link that might be dead. Location Surrey, UK, 19,000 posts. Check that shit. 19,690 posts. Clean shot. Like 690 posts. No, not 691, not 692. Just clean 690. Last activity today at 9:32. Why are we stalking this guy? This feels weird. Hang on. Let's go back to the YouTube video.
Most DAWs even have a tap tempo function. Use the tap tempo to tap it up.
Wait, hold on. Also,
set the tempo for different parts of your song. Most DAWs even have a tap tempo function.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Use the tap tempo to tap it out, and the DAW will tell you what BPM it is.
Oh, that's so weird.
Now it's
mine
time
definitely
to start
doesn't
learning
have that.
In rhythm, each note represents a different amount of beats. First is the whole note. It takes up 4 beats, or 1 measure. Think of it as one whole pie.
The pie!
Right,
the pie finally comes
in your
to
DAW.
play.
In our case, we're using Lethal as a synth. That's a whole note taking up 1 whole measure. All right, let's cut into the pie. I'm so eager. If you cut the pie in half, you get a half note, taking up half a measure. Let's listen to that and see
What was
how
a funny European name for the half note? It had a fucked up funny name. The minim. We went from a semi-breve to a minim.
sounds. You know where this is going. I'm going to keep cutting sounds.
2, 3, 4.
You know where this is going. I'm going to keep cutting the pie in half and keep eating it.
Can we take a second to appreciate the lens flare on that knife? This is this is quite the tableau. I don't know. There's something very like Wes Anderson of this shot. I don't know how to describe it. Like it feels very Wes Anderson-y.
And keep eating it. Cut the half note in half, and then you have 1 quarter note taking up 1 beat or 1/4 of a measure.
Yep.
So cut that in half again.
What was the quarter note? The crochet, and then the 8th note, which is the half of the quarter note, is a quaver.
Let's look closely. You have half of a beat, or an 8th note, which is also 1/8 of a measure. Cut it 1 more time, and you'll get
Now we're going into the semi-quaver.
the 16th note, which is
you don't have very much pie left, man.
Or a 16th of a measure.
How much smaller are you gonna get?
It's possible to keep cutting your pie smaller and smaller, but the most common pieces of pie, the most common rhythmic notes are the whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note, and 16th note.
Huh, okay. That's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie, I do like that. Maybe we could try that, actually. That feels like a fun experiment to do with our kind of current synth setup. Let's try doing that, actually. We can take a break from the video for a minute. Let's bounce out of this MIDI and duplicate this track. Disarm that sucker and call this Fun with Rhythm 2. Okay, so 1/16. Oh, here we go. And now it's properly working. This is a 1. So then we go... Hang on. Then we go 1/2. 1/2. Then we go 1/4, so that's 1. I'm so excited to see it functioning properly. I feel like that's a much greater reward than anything else. Just knowing that my DAW is not completely borked. Okay, so that's a quarter notes, then, or like the 8th notes. Then we go to 1/16 notes. Okay, why is it doing that? Why is it doing that, actually? Because it seems like we can only put one... Like, why can't we... Do I need to break out the grids a little bit more? Okay, yeah, I think that fixed it. Whatever it was. Okay, do we dare go for 1/32nd? Okay, for that we do need to break it up into 1/16. Interesting, okay, so that's also important to note, is that it will also not let me mess around with powers beyond my control. That's good, you want that in a DAW. Okay, 2... I think this is how it's supposed to work. So if we look at the 1/4 time signature again. Alright, let's try to see how this goes. I don't know, maybe we can play with the pitch a little bit too. Let's take a listen. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. I like that. Let's mess around with the pitch a little bit. That's cool. Hang on. What if we make it like a straight incline upward? That's so cool. Wait, I've got another idea. So straight incline upward, and then with a little bit of a decline here. Drawing the sine wave is really hard. Let's try that. That was kind of cool. Okay. That's useful to know, though. That was a good exercise, actually. That very effectively demonstrates the points we were trying to understand. Okay, so let's keep going.
Drop the beat.
Oh! Mix and match them in your measures to create some awesome music. Alright, let's get into it. I'm going to start with my quarter note, and I'll find a kick drum. Nice, I like that one. Set my grid to quarter notes, and I'll just put in one kick for each quarter note. And we'll have it going for 4 measures.
Okay.
So next is the 8th note.
Okay.
For the 8th note, I'm going to find a bass sound that I like.
Trance is really good for
nice,
this.
I like that sound. Now I'm going to draw in a bass line in a scale that I know, so I'll choose C minor. Okay, let's listen to that. Cool. So I'll copy it for...
Fuck! It's that easy?
After the 8th note is the 16th.
Also, wait, hang on. C minor. How did he... Hang on. If we go back to the music theory wiki book... Hang on. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Chords. There we go. Chords. Okay, the arrangement of notes from a scale. C minor. Can we go... What was C minor again? C minor, wait. Consonance and dissonance. Cadence, counterpoint. Complete list of chord patterns. This is where we knew about C minor. Okay, so dominant, minor. Okay, so that's 1, flat 3, and 5. So if we go back to here, let's take a look.
Draw in a bass line in a scale that I know, so I'll choose C minor.
Okay. G, C, D, D sharp, and D3. Okay, so that's 1. Okay, C. Hold up, that's... Huh? Wait. No, that's correct, actually. That's completely correct, because if it's flat 3, then it's... Okay, so it'll go C, D, E. And with major, it'll be... The 3 would be the E. And then the E flat is D or D sharp. And he broke them out like that? You could do that?! Nothing means anything. Okay, go on. Don't let me stop you. Go on, good sir.
Okay, let's listen to that.
They just let you do stuff out here. I thought the whole thing about chords was that you're supposed to play them together, but I guess that also explains... Hang on, if we go back from the complete list of chord patterns to the original thing of chords, that's what that inversion thing is. Remember how they were talking about you could do EC, EGC, or GCE, which is what this guy is doing, kind of? Because he went G, C, and then D, and D? Wait. Yeah, no, D would be the last one here, but in minor, instead of major. Oh, that's... Okay, that makes a lot more sense, too. That makes sense too, because then, oh god, I feel like somebody, you know how like when you are cooking like, I don't know, like a dry cut of meat, like a chicken breast or something, sometimes you butterfly it to make it thinner. I feel like somebody's doing that with my brain right now. Alright, go on.
Okay, let's listen to that. Cool. So I'll copy it for 4 measures.
Uh-huh.
After the 8th note is the 16th note. And for the 16th note, I'll grab a hi-hat sound.
Ooh.
We'll change our grid to 16th notes, and I'll just draw them in. Now we have all our 16th note taking up one measure, and I'll just copy that for 4 measures like the others.
How's it sound together, big fella? Very different vibe with the hi-hat, honestly.
Alright, I think something's missing, so I'm gonna put a...
Without the hi-hat, it just sounded like the background to a club to like a level in a video game set in a club. But with the hi-hat, it does feel a lot more incomplete. It's very interesting.
Snare in on beats 2 and 4.
What I'm hearing is that I need like some kind of competent drum kit in my virtual instruments.
Okay, so now we have our quarter note, eighth notes, and 16th notes done. And I think what I'm going to do is grab a pad sound for a half note. And just draw in some chords in C minor. Nice, I like that, so I'll just copy that for 4 measures.
The hi-hat is still bothering me in this one, but otherwise it's coming together pretty good.
Just gonna mix it up a little bit, and our last one, our whole note. And it's gonna take up 4 beats or 1 whole bar. There we go.
Alright man, impress me. Blow my mind, what's this one gonna sound like?
There you have it, a cool beat using every note that we learned today. So that's it. Comment with what you want to learn next. We love feedback, so let us know what you liked or didn't about the video.
That is fascinating. Thank you, man who has now been ensorcelled to live inside of a python. I kind of want to try doing that. I kind of want to see if I can do something like this. God, it's like that mirror from Snow White, except much worse because somebody might like crumple you. Like if you're in a mirror, right? That's a pretty solid structure, but like if you're in a python, like that's a very easy. You've got a lot of crumple space there. Gonna take a quick drink of my beverage of choice here. But yeah, let's try to do something like this. I don't know precisely how we're going to do it, but I kind of want to try. So let's go back from the beginning.
Drop the beat.
Oh! Mix and match them in your measures to create some awesome music. Alright, let's get into it.
Okay, so it starts out with a quarter note, and that's going to be the percussion, let's say. Does he have a link to this lethal thing? Like, does he discover language of music? Making your rhythms. Try Lantern now. Nope. Hang on. Lethal synth. Let's see. Powerful software synthesizer plugin. Ooh, I saw $79 right there off the bat, brother. Lethal plus core library, 99 of God's own, $199 normally, 99 at the special sale price. Not fucking today, bro. No. I mean, 1,100 instruments and presets. Made a lot of purchases this month already. I might need to wait for next month's paycheck to hit, or like the paycheck at the end of the month to hit. I'm not gonna lie, I am very tempted. I don't know. I have to look up like when this place does sales and such, because there's no way I'm copying this for $200. I respect the craft. I want to compensate people's hard work, because it sounds like it'll be very difficult to to program over 1,100 instruments. I respect that. $200 is a lot. I shall make patronage of your store at another time. Thank you kindly. Alright. So let's see what we've got to work with in the meantime. So we can probably hop out of this one. Mute this. Duplicate this. Yeah, definitely I might come back if my power level increased. It's like the equivalent of like sinking money into a fight stick or something if you're just learning fighting games. Like, it's not always test beat. I do have a virtual instrument though. Hang on. So if hang on. MIDI, virtual MIDI, FX. So I have this let me see if I can. FX, add FX. So I have this one called Spitfire Audio Labs. And what that one does is that is that coming through at all? What do I need to do for that? Oh, hang on. So let me try this. Nope, that's also not doing anything. What about with the virtual MIDI keyboard? How about that? So if I record... hang on, delete selected. No file select. Hang on. Why is this not making any sound? Did I not hook it up properly, maybe? That should be making volume according to the thing here. Virtual MIDI keyboard, all channels. That one should be correct. So why is it not... That should be producing... It's muted, that's why. Alright, let's try that one more time. So let's do like the soft piano, for example. Did we... Hang on. That's supposed to be making some kind of sound, but maybe... Hang on. How about C3? Do I need to record it, maybe? I've got like 2 pop-up window screens on my case right now, so maybe... I don't understand why I can't hear them, because they should be making a sound, according to all known laws of aviation. Is it an issue of volume? Hmm. Nope. Let's turn off the metronome too for a second. Like, that should be producing sound. MIDI channel, any, tune, pan, CPU. We kind of have a lot of tracks here already. What we might do is we might just delete this one and make a new file. So let's save this one. Make a new file. So let's set up this one with the Spitfire Audio Labs. And then arm it. Mute it so that it doesn't, like, repeat what I'm saying while I'm setting up the MIDI, hopefully. Okay, this should... Yeah, that made it stop from working on this. Alt-B. Still not... Hang on, MIDI channel 1. Still doesn't seem to be doing much. Probably because it's muted right now. Oh, I heard that. Maybe my own volume was a little bit too low. Has it been going this whole time? Like, have you guys been able to hear piano this whole time? Because I'm only just now able to hear, like, the lower notes. Yeah, now we've got sounds. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. I'm smiling like an idiot. Hang on. One of the things that I do miss from my Live 2D days is if I was smiling like an idiot, it was very it would show through very cleanly. Sadly, I've accepted the DAO of the PNG tuber, so I can't do that anymore. Okay. Right, we wanted to try something different actually though. So let's do drums. Okay. So let's do this as like 1/4 note. Oh, does it not like that name? Oh no, it's just red all the time. In that case, I won't be polite. Okay, so here, let's open up the piano roll. So let's take a look at like what all of these do. Okay, it seems to be mainly focused on here. Grid is like 1/4, which is exactly what we want. Actually, we would want like it 1/16th? Or was it 1/4? Hang on. Pie Man, can you back us up here?
Nice, I like that one. Set my grid to quarter notes, and I'll just put in one kick for each quarter note.
One quarter, one kick per quarter.
Set my grid to quarter notes, and I'll just put...
Okie dokie. Okay, let's do that one. What's this one? Okay, so notes 1/4, grid 1/4. And, okay, this is the pitch control, right? Can we actually, like, fuck around with the pitch of these a little bit? Oh, messing around with the pitch for that sounds really weird. Let's do that again. Hang on. Let's, just do a little bit higher per one. But yeah, that's also really useful because, like, in this one where each BDCGF thing does a different sound, controlling the pitch is like the only way we've got to make chords with the individual sounds. Although, as we've shown just now, that can also sound kind of weird. Okay, so what if we just don't have that? What if we just no pitch control whatsoever? What happens then? Okay, we can live with that. I can certainly live with that. And let's actually call this one test beat 1. Okay, so let's God, freaking I have like 3 windows open. I'm going to need to get used to that. I hope. I think. I've been listening to the track 1 Million by 9 Inch Nails recently, so that's why I want to have this sound. Okay, that's just a lot of clanging around. Maybe we can lower the volume on that one. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bite. Raise it just a little bit more. Yeah, that feels like it's a pretty good volume in terms of like percussion. Okay, let's add a few more of these actually. All right, so we've got our drum kick. Let's duplicate this track. What's the next one that the Pie Man did?
Put in 1 kick for...
You reckon that was apple pie too? Like, do you think that was apple pie? Or it looked like apple pie.
For each quarter note.
Might be peach pie.
And we'll have it going for 4 measures. So next is the 8th note. For the 8th note, I'm going to find a bass sound that I like.
Okay, let's make some kind of bass then for our next trick. Okay, so for this one, let's make the FX a... We do have a bass guitar, actually. Let's do warm bass. We can mute the 1/4 one. Let's take a look inside the MIDI roll. We should try to boost the volume for this one. Okay, so let's try and do... This guy was doing 8th notes for this one, right?
Nice, I like that sound.
Now
I'm going to draw in a bass line in a scale that I know. So
okay, yeah, this one was 1/8 note. So let's try that. So 1/8, 1/8. And that guy did what do you call? That kind of inverted progression for C minor.
Okay, let's listen to that. Cool. So I'll copy it for 4 measures.
2 beats per measure. Or 8 beats per measure. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so let's try to do just C major. Okay, so that's C sharp, D, E. And then G. Wait, if we go back to this one, how did it feel? Okay, so that's D, G, 3. Oh, because it's a minor chord, it has 2 of these. So, or rather, I guess he opted to just use both of these notes. Okay. Anyway, but that makes sense too, because then we can go C, E, and does E have a sharp? No. But G has a sharp. Okay, so what's that sound like? Okay, so what does that sound like put together, is my question. And I guess we should probably try to raise the volume a little bit on the bass. Interesting. This is going to be the 1/8 one. Then the up next would be... Did he go back to 1/2 or 1/16 next?
Okay, let's listen to that. Cool. So I'll copy it for 4 measures.
We can also try and mess around with the
After
pitch a little bit and see what we can do for that.
Note. And for the 16th note, I'll grab a hi-hat sound.
Okay, so next he did like a 16th note. Okay, so for that one, again, we are just duplicating the track, muting the other 2, and then reopening the... Actually, I guess first we should try to rename this. This is so exciting. I feel excited now that I have a better idea of what the hell's going on. Okay, so for this one, we did warm bass for the last one. We got drums, soft piano, and bass guitar. Those are the main 3 that I have installed. I guess we're doing soft piano. Or I don't know, maybe we can go back to the drum. What other kind of sounds do we have on the drum? That's a little loud. Can we bump that down? Little quiet now. You can be louder than that. I like that they just kind of come with the... Hang on. Nope. Okay, so what's this one? Okay, that's Q. Alright. Well, you know what they say. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Unless it's a string ray. The timing on that was fucked. Let me try that again. What other pun do I have? Shit. That was like my go-to one. Yeah, no, I got nothing. It's very powerful that I can just do that now, though. I need to have that as like a sound alert whenever I make an awful joke. All of my jokes are great, so the event of me making an awful one is like 0. But if I make a pun, though, I feel like that one's when I gotta hit that. Anyway, what else do we have on the drums? So wait, okay, so what does it sound like right now again? Can you remind me? Also, hang on. Well, could I like... Hang on. Could we maybe not... Okay, I like that one much better. Can we like copy this one and then just paste it here? Interesting. Okay, let's try that one, actually. Wait, which one was this? Okay, this one, huh? Alright, let's bump this down to 1/16, and this one, and... Alright. Hopefully that doesn't sound too awful. What's this like? A little bit of anxiety-inducing? Okay. I don't know, that's kind of fun, though. Like, it reminds me a little bit, like, have you guys ever seen that bit where it's like, they make Santa Claus is coming to town, but instead of, like, having the normal lyrics, it's just a part where it's like, you better watch out, and it's just like that all the time, like, you better watch out, you better watch out, you better watch out, you better watch out, you better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. They say music is supposed to be a reflection of itself. I don't know what this is supposed to reflect about me. Although I could take an educated guess. Anyway, alright. Señor, cuéntame más.
We'll change our grid to...
Right, this is where he added those hi-hats that I fucking hate.
Beats 2 and 4. A snare in on...
Okay.
Alright, I think something's missing, so I'm going to put a snare in on...
Okay, the snare is extraneous. That is not one of the 16th notes or like whatever the fucks. We might do that for ourselves, though. That's a trick I'm going to keep in my back pocket.
Do is grab a pad sound for a half note. And just draw in some chords in C minor. Nice, I like that, so I'll just copy that for 4 minutes.
Okay. Understood. Okay, let's duplicate this track. And then we should have something we should try to like have something calming for the 1 second node. Because I feel like that's going to very nicely contrast the rest of this nightmare. So... what should we... Okay, we only have... The issue with that, with the decision to like make a more calming one is that we only have 3 instruments, which are a soft piano, a bass guitar, and the drums. So we're gonna have to do something with the bass. Can we work with this? Like, I'm gonna take the Bob the Builder approach and say, yes, we can. Fucking, we're experimenting here. We're just doing whatever. I'm not scared of anything, not even Goku. Actually, what if we lean into the anxiety induction angle? Like, what if we try doing that, and from there... You know, they say you should try to, like, stick to what you're good at. Maybe we should bump it up in the volume, though. Okay, maybe we should bump this one down, though. Why? What is making that... Oh, hang on. I boosted the 1/16 instead of the 1/2. Okay, the 1/4 was... Okay, interesting. Huh. I'm oddly fond of this. Let's do some more with it. Okay, so for this one, let's stick with the bass, actually. Got a good feeling about the bass. Okay, erase these ones. How's that? We don't need these, like, last 3, I feel. Like, it goes on for a little bit too long already. Is there a way to, like, affect the pitch of everything from here? Hang on. Open up the web browser. First of all, let's just finish building the whole thing. I feel like that's the best thing to do. So did we have anything after the 1/2 and the 1?
What did we learn today?
No, after that it cuts to the finished pie, and that's definitely an apple
using
pie.
Every note that we learned today.
You can see some stray morsels there. I would recognize an apple pie anywhere. In any case, I was thinking, right, the pitch control. Pitch control Reaper multi-tracks. How's that look? How to transpose multiple tracks? Is that what we want? I feel like that's not it. Why are we at the bottom? I am new to Reaper and trying to find a way to transpose several MIDI tracks on the fly. Rather than having a transpose effect on each effect chain for each track, I'd like to have one master transpose effect that can then act as a preprocessor MIDI effect before the MIDI info goes off to synth on the track. Doesn't putting the transpose... Okay. Transposing and quantization in the main window, please. Right-click to drag to select all MIDI items. Shift 09 for semitone up or down. That's it! Dub 3000! Sydney, Australia, mate. There's something very... I don't know, there's something oddly touching about this guy being named Dub 3000 and having got like a... what appears to be a Godzilla plushie as his profile picture, and then having his name be Human with Feelings. I don't know, that says a lot about my buddy Godzilla, I feel. But yeah, should be able to just like Shift 9? Yo? Hold on. I forgot that changing the pitch on the drums would actually make it play another instrument, but this is... Hold on, what the fuck? I kind of like that. Hang on, can we, like, Shift 0? Or was that the one? Shift 0? No, I guess it was Shift 9. Okay, interesting. I feel like in that case, I even want to like raise this part even more. Can't really do that though. Is this one? Alright, I'm making an executive decision. Let's just let this one take over on all of these. I said I added that one because I listened to 1 Million way too much recently. I'm not Trent Reznor. I don't have the authority to do that. Let's just Okay, which other one is this? Nope. Yeah, okay, so for this one, let's... It sounds so much less anxiety-inducing with this new drum line. Hang on. Alright, so let's try that one out. Okay, so let's again do this whole thing for this one. Nope. No, we had it right the first time. What if we just did the same thing twice? Okay, how... Which note is this? A sharp. Okay. How's this? That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. It almost sounds like a spy theme now. But it's not quite as warm with just that. Hang on. So maybe if I add this. And then, again, delete these. And maybe pitch shift these ones a little bit higher. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Curl Pythons. This Dub 3000 guy was in here. Okay, semitone up or down. Shift 9 for semitone up. Okay. Shift 9. Nope. Shift 9. Or Shift 0 twice. What does that do? Okay. Interesting. So let's try that a little bit more. How about Shift 9 that one more time? One more time. Okay, what if we shift this one down a couple notches? That sounds kind of weird. Okay, so up to around here, I'm happy with it. Maybe we just copy and paste the same one again. What happens then? Shift it down? Maybe we shift it down a lot. Then shift this one up a little bit. Okay, that's pretty. I think that's as good as we're gonna get for, you know, like a one night session. I'm pretty satisfied with that. It definitely, you know, that's kind of like, you know, this is just what 10 seconds of audio, but that's still like the first song I've ever made. I don't know. That's very exciting. I like that. I'll definitely have to stock up on instruments on that Labs thing. It's free to use, which is a big advantage right now. I feel like its main disadvantage will be the fact that I am still something of a musical nitwit, and also that like the library might not be as expansive as like the 1100 Dalmatian instrument type beat of that lethal thing. Again, if I find a good opportunity to cop it, I'm gonna cop it. But yeah, this is interesting. feel like I understand things a little bit better now. I'm definitely gonna need to be more experimental with what I do, but as it's just iterating on it like this is already really satisfying. I don't know. It's super weird because like building it is like just trying to see what sticks, but then like this part here where I'm like mixing it, it feels a lot like when I'm drawing something and I'm just trying out different like blend modes or like the gradient maps and whatnot. It's like all like finishing touches. I feel like I'm going to need to be more dynamic and be able to go back in there and properly fix things. I don't know if there's like an equivalent of the rasterize tool where I can just apply that pitch shift. Hang on, blah blah blah, nudge set items. Hang on. Apply shift pitch to MIDI. Pitch shift, not pitch shit. Not pitch shift! Shift! How to shift pitch and pitch correct in Reaper. 1 octave. Pitch bend messages, lots of them for smoothness. This can only work if your instrument supports it. Nope. Dub 3000, you my hero. Shift. Using key combinations. The second option is to use the item's properties menu, which has a function of changing the pitch of the sound. Okay, hang on. Can we take a look at that? Or actually, hang on. If I delete this and then paste that, okay, no, that's still the same. Properties. Oh, item properties. Okay. Take FX. Nope. Alright, yeah, I don't know what else to do with that. But yeah, let's take one last listen. Still really interesting. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end things here for tonight. I think this is the best place to cap things off for the time being. Is anybody streaming at this hour? Is V still going with David? I think, yeah, I think she's still going with David. Oh my god, I see the knock button on there. Alright, let's go say hi to V and David. In the meantime, thanks to everybody who came by the stream. Thanks again to Cypress for the raid. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all later. Bye.